Humans and animals share an incredible bond, which we sometimes witness at its rawest form, from helping beached animals find their way back to the ocean, to extending a helping hand to elephants and lions. Humans have gone above and beyond to save our animal friends. Let's begin with it. Abandoned baby shark. Stranded on the rugged edge of the South African coast, the baby tiger shark was noticed by a group of surfers who knew the juvenile needed immediate rescue. But exhausted due to the prolonged stranding, the shark refused to cooperate and struggled to go back in the waters. As it continued to land back on the rocks, they initiated a better plan. Lifted by the surfers and brought to the plain shallow, the shark later retreated back to deep water. The plan eventually worked. Trapped snakes. Following many complaints of snake sightings in this small village of India, the villagers decided to dump them all in an empty well. But instantly noticing the incident, wildlife workers reached the area to rescue the trapped snakes from the well, which seemed almost impossible, as the poisonous snakes were impatient to find prey, and it was hard to drop deep down. So at last, the team filled the well with fresh water to raise the snakes' level and release them far in the wild. Stranded tiger shark. Not scared by the ferocious jaws anymore, people conveniently interact with the stranded predators. One such incident happened on an Australian beach. When washing up on the shore pursuing prey, the massive shark was unable to return, and watching it scuffle with the tides for a bit, the beachgoers at last decided to approach the shark. After a few failed attempts of dragging the shark, they at last pushed the gigantic creature back into the wild. Saving the king. Rescued from the wilds of South Africa and brought to an animal facility later, it was after several tests the doctors realized the lion had an infectious tumor on his abdomen and required an instant treatment. Thus, preparing for a few weeks, the doctors finally began the surgery, which extended to 5 hours as the tumor had spread to surrounding organs. But removing the fatal fluid, they saved the lion from a miserable end, and here it is now after a rapid recovery. Bare hand rescue. Noticing the dolphin calf is in trouble, the beachgoers began the efforts to guide her back. But with all their efforts in vain, as the distressed baby kept coming back to the shoreline following the strong tides, and instead of waiting for the rescue team to arrive, a man deliberately grabbed the calf and tossed it back in the sea, who initially scrambled a little, but eventually made its way back to the deeper sea. But experts explained it as a rather risky task, because already annoyed by the people, the dolphin could have easily bit the man, which it didn't, and turned out to be an incredible rescue. Polar bear in trouble. Neither to attack nor to get food. This polar bear was here for some other purpose, a really painful purpose. Actually, his tongue had been stuck in a tin can, due to which he was unable to eat or drink anything, and it was also causing extreme pain. So he decided to contact humans for help. The household was aware that they could not help him, hence they decided to contact Russian authorities. It was a remote area, so the help arrived by helicopter overnight. These professional veterans tranquilized it and then released his tongue after an hour-long, tiring surgery. Even after surgery, the bear remained in captivity until his tongue healed, and then was released back to his homeland in Dixon. Sharks hooked adventure. Picture this, you're diving in the deep blue sea when you notice a shark acting peculiar. Something's caught in its jawline, and it ain't gold doubloons, matey. One diver alerts their partner, and together they discover the shark's grave injury, a fishing hook lodged in its jaw, leaving a nasty scar. They guide the injured shark to their boat, carefully removing the hook. The shark sinks to the ocean floor, seemingly lifeless. But 3 weeks later, they return to the same spot, and guess who they find? That's right, our scarred shark, a true survivor of the high seas. Onward to our final adventure. Leopard rescue. Bravery, expertise, and wiseness. When all these 3 aspects came along, it resulted in a successful operation of this big cat, the leopard. Its dreaded eyes were enough to scare anyone. But for these animal rescuers with concrete ambitions, this rescue operation was like a matter of do or die. Here, the problem was not to evacuate him from the well, but the real problem was how to prevent any attack from it. For that purpose, they used this unique and professional technique, a cage wrapped with a net. And here we go. Everything went as planned, and finally, the leopard got out of danger. These rescuers are truly incredible, aren't they? Rescued shark. Okay, this epic rescue shows a man deliberately going near a shark in order to save her from a miserable end. Captured on a fishing net, the shark was trapped on the Californian beach when a man found it. At first, hoping for it to swim back along the tides, when the shark showed zero movement, the man, not concerned for his own safety, began dragging the predatory animal from the shoreline. Well, his precarious plan eventually worked well for the shark, as it could be seen returning back to the water. Indian jackal in the well. It wasn't really difficult for these trained animal rescuers to rescue any animal from this well, but the real problem here was this jackal was not only wild, but also panicked. That's why they had to do it in a different and untraditional way. It happened in Ahmednagar city of India, where people reported to these professional animal rescuers that a jackal had been abandoned in a well for 3 days. They immediately reached there and adopted this untraditional way to rescue it, and as a result, it was rescued after 3 days trapped. They kept it in captivity for 5 hours to give it first aid and food, and then released it in the nearby forest. Squirrels versus owl. When Brantley Harrison and her family stumbled upon a squirrel attacked by an owl, they knew they had to step in. With love and care, they nursed the injured squirrel, whom they named Bella, back to health. 5 months later, Bella was released back into the wild. But here's where the story gets truly nuts. Bella couldn't resist the kindness she received from Brantley's family, so she kept visiting them for 8 whole years. Talk about gratitude. Bella proves that squirrels and humans can be the best of friends, with a little flutter of appreciation. Koala's thirsty appreciation. When scorching temperatures hit Adelaide, Australia, both humans and animals sought relief. A video captured a heart-melting moment when a man offered water to a thirsty koala. The koala, not quite grasping the concept, looked at the man curiously. With a gentle tilt of the water bottle, the koala sipped directly, showing its appreciation. While it's not the recommended way to hydrate a koala, the gratitude emanating from the furry marsupial was undeniable. In sweltering heat, any source of refreshment is a cause for celebration. This koala's unspoken thanks touched the hearts of people worldwide, reminding us to lend a helping hand, even in the simplest ways. Saving humpback whale. Abandoned on the shore of Namibia for a long time, the Goliath 8-meter-long whale was literally at the mercy of people when a team of rescuers reached it to save it from drying out by pushing it back into the water, which seemed almost impossible as the whale weighed tons, but worked out for the team when several beachgoers joined in to help them. And within an hour, the whale was back in the ocean and was rolling among the high tidal water. Before we move any further, like this video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon so you can keep watching our amazing content. Jimbo the grizzly bear. Who would have thought that a couple's act of kindness would lead to playing with a grizzly bear? Jim and his wife, the heroes of the story, rescued a tiny grizzly cub named Jimbo. Fast forward 20 years, and Jimbo is still under their care at the Orphan Wildlife Center in New York. They not only get to witness the awe-inspiring power of this magnificent creature, but also experience the warmest bear hugs imaginable. Jimbo shows his appreciation by providing a unique and unforgettable bond. It's a tale of bravery, trust, and the incredible wonders that come from opening your heart to a grizzly bear. Trapped dolphin. These boaters got an unexpected surprise when this dolphin fell in their boat while randomly jumping into the ocean with its herd. It would be a surprising gift by nature if it was a boat of some fishermen, but these guys were kind enough to give that dolphin new life. The first step in this regard was to calm the dolphin. For me, it might be a really difficult task, but for those professionals, it wasn't so hard. See how they calm it by just putting a piece of cloth before its eyes. Or maybe they did it for some other reason. Anyway, after calming it, they put it up gently and released it back to the water. Gorilla love and selfies. Meet Patrick, a park warden at Virunga National Park in Congo. One day, he crossed paths with an orphaned gorilla whose parents had tragically been shot. Patrick's heart overflowed with compassion, and he became the surrogate parent this gorilla needed. Together, they formed an unbreakable bond that is simply adorable. And get this, they even take selfies together. Can you imagine hanging out with gorillas and snapping the coolest photos? Patrick definitely struck gold in the friendship department. It's proof that love transcends species and leaves us with the biggest smiles. Baby deer's rescue. In the depths of the forest, a baby deer found itself pinned down by a fallen tree. Oh, the cries for help echoed through the woods, tugging at the heartstrings of all who heard them. But fear not. Like a ray of hope breaking through the dense canopy, a woman appeared at just the right time, like a true miracle worker. With a gentle touch and a determined spirit, she freed the baby deer from its woody prison. And off it went, prancing back to its mother, unscathed and full of life. It was a moment that reminded us that heroes come in all shapes and sizes. Saving eagle from octopus. King of the birds in octopus's arms? That must be an edited video. But nope, that's a real-life encounter that a fisherman caught on his camera. Strong grip of the octo made the eagle totally helpless. In this situation, it became inevitable for the fisherman to intervene, so he did. Octopus was not in the mood to leave his unique prey. Thus, the fisherman had to do a lot of effort to save the eagle. But at last, he succeeded, and the eagle got freed from the deadly tentacles. It seems like the eagle mistook octopus as a small fish and got tangled in its trap. If that's so, then one thing is clear. Even eagles make bad choices. Drowning bear and fisherman. Imagine having known during your holiday fish boating that a bear is trying to climb up on your boat. Freaky, isn't it? Yeah, it is. This man also got an immediate shock when he saw this baby bear at first. He spent a few seconds though, and then concluded that the little fella wasn't coming to attack, but it was drowning. So he decided to help by supporting it through his fishing net. That help proved implicative, and the bear reached on the boat. The fisherman then drove his boat towards the bank of the lake, where the little buddy itself jumped onto the land and ran away to its mother. Seahorse rescue. This man was fishing at Lake Tyers Beach, Australia, when he came across what he believed to be a beached dead seahorse. However, upon a closer look, he realized that the creature was not only still alive, but also pregnant. So he took on the role of a rescuer to save her life. He took the creature to the nearest water to rehydrate it and get it moving again. There, he realized that he had not saved one life, but had saved many lives.
He's not free! Go, Seahorse! Go!
Rescuing 7 stranded orcas. Beachgoers in the Argentinian coastal town of La Caleta faced an unexpected situation when these 7 orcas washed ashore. At first, they tried to rescue them on their own, but it wasn't an easy task. Hence, they informed authorities about it. In no time, local firefighters, civil defense, prefecture, and biologists reached there. From strong opposing waves, it was looking like the ocean was really refusing to take the orcas back. But their ambitions were high. Hence, after the tiring operation of more than 2 hours, they released all orcas back into the water. Undoubtedly, what's impossible on the earth when you have the will to do it? Incredible goat rescue. This is a goat farm in Belagavi, a small town in the Indian state of Karnataka, and these young men are trying to solve a serious problem. A baby goat has fallen into this hole, and now they're trying to rescue him, and finally got this incredible way to save the little goat. I'm not sure whether it will work or not. Success is still far from them, even after more than half of his body is in the hole. I think the hole is deeper than their expectations. And, unbelievably, they finally evacuated the hole. They're getting recognition as national heroes after Karnataka's DG police shared a video on Twitter. Absolutely incredible! Goat buried in snow. While clearing the tracks in Styria, an alpine region south of Vienna, these Austrian Federal Railway workers spotted something else in need of help. Can you believe it? They found a goat buried in ice. It was literally the last thing they were expecting to encounter when they left their office for field work. But anyway, there was no time for thinking. Hence, they decided to search around and soon found the right spot where they needed to do the rescue operation. With sufficient equipment and training, they were the best people to do so. And finally, here comes the moment of truth. Look at this eager stroll. It seems like the poor goat was here for a very long time. Dolphins in distress. Everyone loves dolphins, right? But what happens when these lovable creatures find themselves in a spot of trouble? Ahoy! Here we've got a dolphin with a fluidity fiasco. The video begins with our finned friend swimming past the camera, but something's off. Below, professional divers are clueless about the dolphin's distress. It's a bit like watching a dolphin playing hide and seek, trying to catch the diver's attention. Eventually, one of them realizes the poor thing has a cut in its side fin, hampering its graceful moves. The dolphin tries everything, even rubbing against a boat, but the line won't budge. Patience is a virtue, and our divers show it by working meticulously until the line is finally set free. Humpback whale's fishing net tango. We've got a whale of a story next. As a humpback whale glides into view, something's amiss. A pesky fishing net is wrapped around parts of its body, hindering its movement. But fret not, our trusty divers come to the rescue. With their knives at the ready, they work as a dynamic duo. One stays by the side, the other at the tail, and together they cut through that tangled mess. Finally, freedom! The jubilant humpback whale expresses its gratitude by giving one of the divers a friendly pat on the head with its tail. Talk about a fantastic reward! Tin Can Dilemma. This tiny fox cub was innocently exploring its surroundings when it encounters an irresistible temptation, a tin can. With misguided enthusiasm, the little fox managed to wedge its head inside the can, only to realize it was in quite a sticky situation. Confusion and panic ensued as the cub scurried around, looking for a way out. But just when all seemed lost, a good Samaritan spotted the adorable creature and sprang into action. With a mix of finesse and laughter, they managed to free the cub from its metallic prison. As a token of appreciation, the grateful cub wiggled closer, eager for some well-deserved head pats. The mud-stricken cow. This poor creature accidentally found itself locked in a mud bath, and it wasn't a luxurious spa treatment, mind you. Hours flew by as the determined owner, armed with nothing but a trusty shovel, dug with the determination of an archaeologist on the verge of uncovering a hidden treasure. Finally, with a triumphant cry, the cow emerged from its muddy ordeal, looking like a majestic warrior, although a bit muddier than usual. Oh, the tales this cow will tell its fellow farmyard companions. A turtle's rescue. Next up, we have a brave little turtle, exhausted and unable to find its way back to the cool embrace of the ocean. What a predicament! But lo and behold, fate intervened and introduced this brave shelled friend to a group of unlikely heroes. They put their thinking caps on, or should we say their swimming goggles, and tried their best to help this determined reptile find its way home. It was a battle of wits and compassion as they maneuvered obstacles and braved the odds. In the end, the turtle made its triumphant return to the ocean, thanks to the unwavering dedication of these heroes. Elk with affection. Meet Buttons, an elk who couldn't resist showing her appreciation to firefighters from Washington's Kittitas County Fire District. As they battled a hillside blaze, Buttons couldn't help but get up close and personal. She playfully smooched firefighters, tried to steal their snacks, and showed a genuine interest in human company. What makes Buttons unique is her upbringing. As an orphan, she formed an unexpected bond with horses, goats, and cows on a nearby ranch, viewing herself more as part of the human crew than her fellow elks. The rope nut. Moving on, a group of divers from the Makana, Maldives went on a guided dive. Suddenly, they spot a whale shark in dire need of help. poor fellow was tangled up like a sailor's knot. The massive creature had an enormous rope wrapped around its body and pectoral fins. But these divers weren't ones to shy away from a challenge. They mustered up their courage and started cutting through that thick rope. By Davy Jones' locker, that rope was tougher than a pirate's wit. Yet they persisted, and the whale shark remained calm throughout. Eventually, victory was theirs as they set the magnificent beast free. Onward to the next tale. DINDIN'S Beachside Bond. Dindin, the adventurous Magellanic penguin, found his way into the backyard of a kind soul named João Paria de Souza. Dindin was young, covered in oil, and desperately needed help. That's when João, an old retired mason, stepped up to save the day. He washed away the oil and fed Dindin sardines until he was back on his flipper feet. But here's the catch. Dindin didn't want to leave. He extended his stay, swimming thousands of miles every year just to show his gratitude. That's one dedicated penguin. Swans' feathered freedom. Swans may be graceful, but they're better off in their own territory. Richard Wise, our feathered friend, stumbled upon a swan in distress. This swan had gotten itself tangled up in a chain link fence. Without hesitation, Richard jumped into action, freeing the swan from its fence predicament. And guess what happened next? Instead of giving Richard a feathery scolding, the swan wrapped its long neck around Richard's neck. It was an unexpected embrace that warmed Richard's heart. Years later, when Richard revisited the same spot, the swan recognized him and rushed over for another reunion hug. Lion's unforgettable bond. Rescuing a lion might not be your average act of kindness, but Ana Julia Torres proved that love knows no bounds. In Colombia, Ana saved Jupiter, an African lion destined for a traveling circus. Nursed back to health and placed in a zoo, Jupiter never forgot the woman who gave him a second chance. When Ana visited him years later, their reunion was nothing short of magical. Jupiter, initially mistaken for aggression, affectionately nuzzled Ana through the bars, their bond stronger than ever. Seals tangled tango. Seals have a knack for finding trouble, especially when they tango with human garbage in the ocean. But fear not, for there are heroes out there ready to lend a helping hand. Or should I say, a pair of scissors. Meet Antoine and Nod, the seal-saving duo who fearlessly untangle seals from the mess we humans create. Now here's where the story gets interesting. Usually, when seals are freed, they dash away like a flash of fins. But not this little seal. Oh no, he decides to break the seal stereotype and pause for a moment. With gratitude gleaming in his eyes, he gazes at his rescuers, acknowledging their heroic deeds. It's a heartfelt moment that proves even seals know how to say, "Thanks, guys." Daring balcony rescue. A pregnant cat found herself in a sticky situation, stuck on a balcony with no way down. But fear not, for there were two unlikely heroes who came to the rescue. Picture this. The suspenseful music starts playing as these strange men approach the feline in distress. With gentle hands and soothing words, they manage to earn her trust faster than a squirrel hiding its precious acorns. It was a heartwarming sight that will surely make your faith in humanity soar higher. Puppy caretaker. When a bird loses its ability to fly, it often faces a grim fate. But not Herman. This lucky pigeon was rescued by a compassionate couple who welcomed it into their home. As Herman adjusted to his new life, he found a unique way to show his gratitude. Guess what he did? He started taking care of a little puppy. That's right, this bird went from flapping its wings to playing nanny to a fully four-legged friend. Talk about an unlikely pair that'll melt your heart. Brave sperm whale. When a diver encountered a stranded sperm whale with a hook lodged in its mouth, it could have gone either way. But instead of fleeing, this gentle giant swam closer, seeking assistance. Unfazed by the situation, the diver fearlessly removed the hook, providing relief for the grateful whale. And here's the twist. The whale didn't swim away immediately. it stuck around, enjoying some quality time with its rescuer, even soaking up a few head pats. Who knew such mighty creatures could have such big hearts? Sperm whales underwater escape. Meet a diver who's been following a majestic sperm whale for a whopping 10 years. This gentle giant had a problem that left it tied to the bottom of the ocean, literally. A rope was entangled around its jaws and teeth, restricting its freedom to move, eat, and have a whale of a time. With steady hands, the diver snips away at the rope, being careful not to harm the whale. It takes 6 whole minutes of determined cutting, but finally, the whale is forced to dive deeper than our diver can follow. After a brief wait, the rope resurfaces, alone, free from the whale's mighty jaw. Marine adventure. Forget those shark attack videos you've seen before. This one starts with the shark minding its own business at a safe distance. But hold on, something catches your eye. A knife is lodged right in the center of its head. You'd be wondering how it got there. And don't worry, there's no Jaws horror story. Along comes a scuba instructor, bravely reaching out to remove the knife. A deep cut indeed. But fear not, the shark is saved thanks to our human hero. Onward we go. Dolphins' plastic bag dilemma. Even magnificent creatures like dolphins can find themselves in need of assistance, especially when it comes to pesky garbage like plastic bags. On a fateful day, a vigilant fisherman spotted a struggling dolphin wrestling to swim freely. Without hesitation, he maneuvered his boat closer, observing the dolphin's predicament. With careful hands, he lifted the dolphin out of the water, releasing it from the entanglement. The moment the dolphin felt the ocean's embrace once again, pure jubilation filled the air. It leapt and somersaulted, showing its immense gratitude through joyful acrobatics. This heartwarming dance of gratitude reminds us of the significant impact we can have when we lend a helping hand. Blue Jay's guardian angel. Now meet Gracie, the extraordinary blue jay who took flight straight into the hearts of a loving family. It all started when Dina and her family stumbled upon the tiniest baby bird nestled beneath a tree. They didn't know what kind of bird it was, but they knew one thing for sure. They had to help this little bundle of feathers. They named her Gracie and became her loyal guardians. As Gracie grew stronger, she remained connected to her human flock. But then, life took an unexpected turn when Dina received devastating news. She was diagnosed with cancer. In this dark hour, Gracie transformed from a friendly bird into a guardian angel, providing the emotional support Dina needed. Sloth's Great Escape Adventure. Imagine a sloth on a mission, and it's not for a slow stroll through the park. One day, you stumble upon the world's slowest animal in the middle of a busy road during rush hour. The poor sloth is giving it everything it's got to reach the other side. You quickly become the hero of this epic tale as you swoop in to save the day. You grab the sloth, dart across the road, and reunite it with its natural habitat, a cozy tree. It's probably the fastest that sloth has ever moved. As you bid farewell, the sloth surprises you with the sweetest and slowest wave ever. Aww, heartwarming and sloth-tacular. Deer's unexpected friendship. Imagine waking up to a deer waiting outside your window twice a day. That's exactly what happened to Kavam, an elderly woman in Norway. Kavam successfully rescued a deer from hunters, and the deer, known as Flipping, found a true friend in her. Flipping would patiently sit outside her house, waiting for her to wake up. And once she did, Flipping would happily receive pets and share a meal of bread. It's a heartwarming friendship that shows how a little act of kindness can create an unbreakable bond. Dearly beloved, this tale will surely make you smile. It's time for today's open discussion. A man was casually strolling along the beach when suddenly he stumbled upon a colossal great white shark desperately thrashing about on the sandy shore. But our fearless beachcomber wasn't about to let that slide. Without skipping a beat, he springs into action, channeling his inner Aquaman. With sheer determination and a touch of bravery, he takes on the colossal challenge of dragging the stranded shark back to the ocean. It's like a tug of war like no other. For a heart-pounding 2 minutes, he battles against the odds, relentlessly pushing the struggling beast toward survival. In a climactic triumph, the shark regains its watery haven and swims away to freedom. Thank you very much for watching the video. Do like and share it with your friends. Subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to not miss any of the upcoming amazing videos. Thank you once again. Have you ever helped an animal? Tell me your story in the comments. And don't forget to like the video and also subscribe to my channel. See you in the next one.